have a large turnout of patronage. Talk of hotels, talk of government offices where people go on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. Then you look at private buildings where perhaps just two flats of maybe three bedroom, things like that, and just a family of 4 or 5, as the case may be. Which one should get attention of regular maintenance?
All of them should have regular maintenance. The truth is this: when maintenance issues are talked about, I feel sick. You know why I feel sick? Because most often than not, the principal faults occurred at the design stage and at the construction stage. Most terrible cracks occur at the foundation stage. Have you seen people do fence wall? Instead of after introducing your strip foundation and blind it with concrete mass, you see them put block. When you use block as your foundation base and put another block, as soon as that load settles, as soon as all the block settles, it will give way, because you are using same materials. If you see where people dig foundation for their buildings, you will ask whether this person knows what he's doing. So when the building has been finished, you see POP everywhere, you see plaster, you see chandeliers, you see everything. You say, oh, this building is fine, it's beautiful. But no sooner had you entered than you will start seeing your door pulling. Again, of course, like we've said here, it's about the client who feels that, let me manage this small fund to get it, to finish my house and then put in tenant. After all, is a commercial building. So the point I'm making is that it is sickening to say here and to note that most faults begin from the design and construction stage. Now, going forward, all buildings require maintenance, and they require maintenance that is in tandem with their usage. For instance, public buildings, are used from, say, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. And you realize that the activities that are carried out there are, paperwork activities. They are not as demanding. That is, the activities are not as demanding on the property as your residential house, where you must pound yam every day and hit the floor and and do other more strenuous exercise. Then when you go to factories, for instance, or property or areas where or construction site, the facilities there also have their own shape, tone, and so on and so forth. So each property has its own unique usage, requiring a unique model for management. For instance, in this Bridge FM, everything here is more of electrical lighting and all that. Your room has soundproof and all that. So when you are maintaining, you should be looking at your sound system, you should be looking at your lighting system, and perhaps your other things that will make your media house to be okay. But you may not worry so much about the staircase if it is properly done, or worry so much about the tiling if it is properly done. But when you get to the house, for instance, your kitchen requires more attention because your wife pounds a lot. I know your wife, she does a lot of pounding. Chief Ozili's wife, for instance, does a lot of pounding because Chief Ozili eats 3 times a day and he eats swallow. Anyways, so the point is this: all public facilities truly need the services of estate surveyors and valuers to manage. We are talking about using estate surveyors and valuers to manage because of their training, and like he said, the legislative advantage we have, and the fact that by certain provisions of the law, we stand out best in carrying out property management. Some school of thought will say property management is an all-comers affair where everybody who has certain knowledge of property can come and manage. But you also have to synchronize that and make sure that the person or personnel have the not just theoretical and practical, but has the legislative background to take responsibilities for their actions, so that you don't just engage somebody who has no certification or who has nothing to lose and he does the wrong thing, and when you meet him, even the court will ask you that went to retain him, did you not know that he's not certified to practice this thing or to carry out this activity? All works we do are perfected, are done in the best possible way within the scope of our practice as estate surveyors and valuers, and we are properly trained, okay, and so on and so on and so forth. Besides, we have a professional body that is respected. The Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers are a professional body that is known everywhere in Nigeria, and in other countries we have, similar, professional bodies that carry out same thing. If you go to UK, for instance, you have it as the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, that carry out all matters pertaining to facilities management, valuation services, and so on and so forth. So coming back home, we would say, when the individual, you for instance, in your house, you may not need to call Chief Ozili to come and maintain your house for you because of costs, right? And because perhaps you saw the building through and you would know what the problem is. But when we're looking at more intelligent buildings, permit me to use the word more intelligent buildings that are sophisticated, you call a layman who will be lost, but because of our training, like I have said here, we know who to bring in and at what time. We also know who qualifies to do that job and at what time, and so on and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, your final word.